Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nader, and today I'll be doing a different style of video, narrating my experiences in business class on board the Air Canada and Westjet 787 Dreamliner. This video will ultimately help me decide who has the best long-haul business class in Canada. Now please note that because my flight on board Westjet was a domestic flight and my Air Canada flight was on an international route, I will not be comparing the meal service. Also note that all the opinions expressed in this video are mine and mine alone, so if you have anything else to say about Air Canada's or Westjet's business class, leave it in the comments below. Let's start at check-in. In the domestic terminal in Calgary, Westjet has a dedicated business class check-in area. The staff were friendly and efficient and got me through check-in in less than 3 minutes. In the international terminal in Calgary, Air Canada has a dedicated check-in area which is sectioned off from the rest of the terminal. This made me feel like a very important person. Staff were great and check-in was efficient once again. Both airlines give lounge access to their business class passengers, however, I wasn't able to visit them because I didn't get to the airport early enough. Westjet boards business class passengers in Zone 1, so I was one of the first people on board. I was greeted by the cabin manager and directed to my seat 4A. My first impressions of the seat were amazed, as this was my first time in a long-haul business class cabin. The blue colors with the brown tones really stood out, and I was glad that a blanket and pillow were provided for the short flight to Toronto. Another nice touch was my name being displayed on the IFE screen. It made me really feel that the airline cared about their premium passengers. Westjet's business class cabin is quite exclusive, with 16 pods spread out over 4 rows in a 1-to-1 configuration, meaning direct aisle access for everyone. Upon boarding the Air Canada 787, I wasn't boarded in Zone 1 with all the other business class passengers, as I received an upgrade at the gate. The crew was friendly and directed me to my seat, 5G. I love the minimalist, yet sleek design of the Air Canada seat. Although simple, the seat looked quite posh, and I loved all the blankets and the large pillow provided. Air Canada's cabin is much larger than Westjet's, spreading out over 8 rows with 30 seats in a 1-to-1 configuration. The Air Canada crew helped me get settled and handed out a menu shortly after I got familiarized with my seat. The Westjet cabin manager addressed me by my last name and came around to hand me my menu and was thorough in describing the service provided during the flight. A welcome drink was provided by both airlines, and Air Canada had lots of choices. Westjet didn't serve alcohol on the ground, but this will change once our Dreamliner flies internationally. All in all, both airlines were equally as impressive on the ground, with the Westjet crew being super excited to showcase their brand new pods. The Air Canada crew was extremely professional and ensured every passenger was well provided for. After takeoff, I explored the in-flight entertainment system on board the Westjet 787, and I was surprised at how Westjet's entertainment system had been upgraded. On most Westjet flights, passengers must download the airline's app in order to watch a limited selection of movies and TV shows. However, this new system was a game changer for them. There were no glitches, and the 18.5-inch touchscreen TV had a bright display. The Westjet 787 has no onboard cameras, however the extensive camera angles on the interactive map made up for this. I found the movie selection to be really good, and if the flight had been longer, I would never have run out of things to watch. Westjet has really stepped up its game in terms of its IFE, so I was super happy with the product they put forward in this cabin. Air Canada's in-flight entertainment, on the other hand, was a mixed bag. For the most part, the screen responded really well, however I felt the in-flight entertainment system wasn't as abundant as Westjet's. The selection was really good, but there was definitely room for improvement. The 18-inch in-flight entertainment screen was large and bright, which made using it quite easy. One other downside to the IFE was that the moving map wasn't as adjustable as the one on the Westjet system. Overall, the Air Canada in-flight entertainment system is really good, however there are small things that let it down. Now, let's talk more about the seat. On the side of the Air Canada seat is an armrest that is easy to raise but tricky to lower. A water bottle is also located in a storage cubby below the armrest. The noise-cancelling headphones provided by Air Canada weren't amazing, but they did the job. The armrest integrated in the WestJet pod was easy to adjust and had built-in storage for the provided water bottle and noise-cancelling headphones, which were very high quality and effective. The Air Canada table had a nice wood effect to it and was huge, making it easy to get work done on or enjoy a meal. The WestJet table tucked away more than the Air Canada table, but was of a similar size and design, making it ideal as well. Both airlines did a great job of hiding the reading materials in a spot that didn't take away from the beauty of the seat, with the Air Canada reading materials stored under the IFE screen to the left, and the WestJet reading materials behind the seat to the left. Both seats also had reading lights, which were quite bright and useful to use when reading or writing. To the left of the Air Canada Signature Class suite was a compartment containing the touchscreen IFE remote, universal charger, headphone jack, and USB port. There was also just enough space to store a passport, phone, wallet, etc. in this small space. The middle seats in the Signature Class cabin also have a privacy divider for added seclusion. The WestJet pod had a compartment with the same contents: the IFE remote, USB port, headphone jack, and universal power outlet. A small vanity mirror was also provided, which was a thoughtful touch to the seat. The legroom of the Air Canada pod was amazing, with 80 inches of pitch and large storage below the ottoman. The WestJet pod seat pitch was 46 inches, and there was also storage below the ottoman. The seat controls were very easy to use on board the Air Canada 787 and had lots of options to choose from, including softening and firming the seat. Also, there was an amazing massage feature which I utilized repeatedly throughout the flight. The seat controls on the WestJet 787 were also very easy to use and had multiple options, but didn't have a massage feature. The lie flat bed on board the WestJet 787 stretches out to roughly 6 feet 7 inches long, which was more than enough space for me. The blanket was quite warm and the pillow was the perfect firmness. Air Canada provided a mattress, extremely comfortable blanket, and a large pillow, which I found super warm and made my sleep on board that much better. Quickly touching on meal service, a hot towel was provided by both airlines before dining, and the Air Canada towel was super hot, which felt really good. Lastly, the hot drinks I was served on the WestJet flight always came out hot, but the Air Canada drinks were always lukewarm, which kinda sucked. Just before I decide who has the best business class in Canada, I want to make clear that filming on Air Canada is something that cannot happen unless you get permission from the cabin manager. I learned this the hard way by not asking, and at first the cabin manager was quite strict about enforcing Air Canada policies and protecting her crew, but by the end of the flight we were getting along great, and I appreciated her professionalism. The WestJet crew, on the other hand, was much more open with my filming and even showed me their crew rest, the flight deck, and other cool cabin features which I can't say, which I thought was a great gesture. Nonetheless, if you are filming on any airline, please ask before filming out of the respect of the crew and protect yourself from any retaliation. Now, I will be marking both the WestJet pods and Air Canada Signature Class out of 10 in 6 categories: amenities, cabin appearance/design, cabin crew service, in-flight entertainment, seat quality, and value for money. Air Canada wins in the amenities category, scoring a 9.5 out of 10 with a well-stocked amenity kit, comfy blanket and mattress, and a large pillow. The headphones were kind of a letdown, but the water bottle was a nice touch. Westjet scores a 9 out of 10 only because it was a domestic flight. However, the pillow, warm blanket, great headphones, and water bottle were nice to have. Please note on international flights to London Gatwick, Dublin, and Paris Charles de Gaulle, Westjet will be offering an amenity kit to business class passengers. The Westjet 787 has the best cabin appearance, scoring a 9.5 out of 10. With lots of color and a small 16-seat cabin, this business class feels quite exclusive and high quality. The attention to detail in designing this cabin is noticeable, and I'm really happy that my hometown airline is putting itself out there on the world stage, competing with the likes of Air Canada and other carriers. Now, don't get me wrong, Air Canada's sleek signature class cabin looks great as well, scoring a 9 out of 10. However, the limited colors don't make the cabin look as exciting as WestJet's. Hands down, the cabin crew on board the Westjet flight were the best I've ever had on any flight, hence they get a 10 out of 10. I was respected by everyone I interacted with. I spoke to every single member of the Westjet cabin crew, and they all loved to talk to me and enjoyed the fact that I was filming and embraced my passion. They were happy to see that I was impressed with their new flagship 787 Dreamliner. The Air Canada cabin crew were very professional, scoring a 9.5 out of 10. However, on my flight, they didn't really seem to want to engage in casual conversations with me, but overall they were great as well. The Westjet in-flight entertainment system is a clear winner, scoring a 9.5 out of 10, with my name being displayed on the screen and lots of other small features that made all the difference in making my experience memorable. Air Canada had a decent in-flight entertainment system as well. However, I wish the system had more movies to offer. In terms of the seat quality, both airlines tied with a 9.5 out of 10. Both seats were super high quality, and the massage feature on the Air Canada suite was great. However, it didn't have as much storage space as the WestJet pod. Both beds were also comfortable and provided lots of space to stretch out. The $735 one-way WestJet ticket was great value for money, hence scoring a 10 out of 10, and the cabin crew did so many extra things to make my experience outstanding. Air Canada on the same route with lie-flat seats on the 767 costs roughly $1,097, so WestJet had a great deal. I got upgraded on Air Canada, so the value of money was really good, but $8,351 is a lot to pay one way to London, whereas a WestJet one-way ticket to Gatwick in the 787 is $2,200 one way. With all this in mind, personally I believe the WestJet 787 has the best business class in Canada, and you can fly on board it too from Calgary to Toronto, London Gatwick, Paris Charles de Gaulle, and Dublin. Now, if you are new to the channel, which many of you are, subscribe and like for more aviation related content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.